love that open. Welcome back to our Flavor Passport series. Today we're taking your taste buds to a stunning coastline in New Zealand with a dish that gives a nod to the ocean and the cultural roots. I'm happy to be joined by Chef Toby Archibald, executive chef and owner of Acre in Dallas, to bring us a taste of home, at least for you. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm so good. Okay, so tell me, what inspired you to be a chef and share the unique flavors of your home country of New Zealand?
I just love cooking.
Yeah.
And I loved eating most of all when I was a
Me
little
too.
kid. And that smile that you get from people when they're eating something that you have made is very addictive.
It is.
And then the more I traveled, the more I realized that New Zealand has something special, and doing that here in Dallas just made a lot of sense.
Oh my goodness, I feel like you found that niche and you filled it right away. Now, for people who don't know, can you tell us most New Zealand dishes, what do they consist of?
New Zealand has a lot of amazingly fresh produce, seafood and meats. And so we really like cooking very fresh, very bright flavors.
Oh my goodness, I can even tell with the flavors that you're putting in right now. Everything's so colorful. Describe to us what you're doing right now.
So I'm just making a compound butter. We're doing a mussel dish today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put this butter on top of it. This is sort of a everything but the kitchen sink kind of a recipe.
Whatever you got in the fridge, right?
Yeah. And what we do is we cook the mussels up, and then we're gonna melt some of this butter and pour them over the top.
Ooh, that looks so good. Okay, so what I see in there is what? Maybe parsley, some mustard seeds even?
Yeah, you've got whole grain mustard, there's capers, there's anchovies, there's curry powder. It's a really fun, it's a bit of a flavor bomb, to be honest.
Oh, I can't wait. Now, tell me, we have these mussels cooking up. These are green lip mussels, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got green lip
mussels. I know
mussels.
my seafood.
Yeah, well done. They're over here cooking in the pan. Green lip mussels are indigenous to New Zealand, and they're much bigger than the mussels you get up in the northeast.
Yeah.
And so we're really very proud of them, and people love them. We cook them at the restaurant. Yeah.
Okay, can you show them in the pan again, the mussels, and tell me an important step that you need to have when you're cooking those mussels?
Okay, mussels, don't overcook them.
Okay, because they get tough, right?
So chewy.
Yeah.
It's like cold chewing gum, and no one likes cold chewing gum.
All right, and then this butter is now in our pot over here. We're
Yeah.
melting that down, and like you said, we're gonna drizzle that over.
Yeah, so we've got that in there, and then we're gonna finish this off with a really nice herb oil that we make at the restaurant.
Oh, and it's green.
It's super green, very, very vivid. Lots of flavor in there. We're gonna pop this over here.
Yeah, let's plate it up, and while you do that, tell me, what are some must-try dishes that you just have to try from New Zealand? What is that?
Oh my God, this is the fancy part. You don't have to do that at home, but this is, if you come to the restaurant, you're gonna get a little bit of extra fancy from. So that's a saffron potato foam that goes with those.
Saffron potato foam. So you can dip it in the butter and the foam.
That's exactly it, yeah.
These green lip mussels are absolutely stunning as well. Okay, any other dishes that people have to try from your country?
Seafood's where it's at. You've got to have fish and chips. The British say they do it best, but we definitely do it the best.
I believe you.
And then obviously you can't miss out on lamb, but it's just anything fresh. As you're driving along the country roads, stopping by the fresh produce, it's tough to beat.
This is absolutely stunning. I want people to know more about you, because look at that plate, you guys. Let's talk about Acre and the food that you offer there and where people can find it.
Yeah, so Acre, it's a culmination of my journey. It's my New Zealand roots, my world travels, and all of the places I've cooked around the world, and brought here to Dallas. My wife's from here, and the restaurant's on Greenville Avenue, and you can book in the usual spots, open table, as well as on quarteracrerestaurant.com.
Very good, super easy. And my last question for you is, you have such a unique approach to food because of where you come from. What do you think makes New Zealand stand out on that global stage?
We're just very lucky, and New Zealand's actually having a bit of a moment right now, and on the food side of things. We're very lucky. We have very unique ingredients, and we take on ideas from outside in the world very readily. We're such a relatively new country, so we're open to exploring new things, and we're open to being a little bit risky with our combinations, and so we're open to doing things that are just a little bit different, and that's what you're going to get
you
at
guys
a New
are
Zealand
switching
restaurant.
it up.
Yeah.
You know what? You did switch it up with that, what'd you say, saffron potato
Saffron
cream?
potato foam, yeah.
Listen, I've never seen it. Today's the day. I'm so excited to have you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Toby. You guys, tomorrow we're wrapping things up, and we're headed to Europe. You're not going to want to miss it, and I'm going to dive into those mussels as we head to our commercial break.